spin and heavy contact. McMurray's involved. Montoya's involved. Ryan Newman slowing down. David Reagan is there. And now fire on the front of one car. The two cars damaged and lots of fire on one Pablo Montoya's car.
He needs to shut that car off and get out of it. He sheared an oil line or a fuel line here.
He's trying to get out. He unhooks the belts and climbs out. Right at the start-finish line. Juan able to wave to the fans to applaud the fact he's able to get out of the car. A chain reaction crash as they were coming out of turn 4 to the start-finish line. Montoya, he's okay. They're going to have him take him in to be checked out at the care center. NASCAR has those kind of rules that make sure a driver has contact. Now, the two car had to finish 36th or better tonight, and he was damaged in that fray just a moment ago.
Yeah, and he's not in much trouble right now because the rear wing is in pretty good shape, but it's awful high up. It got pushed up, and that can cause the car to push really, really bad, slide the front end. So this could mean big trouble for Busch.
There's a fire underneath the 31 car.
We had just gone back to green. Now watch top of your screen coming out of turn 4, and you're going to see this thing all started out. The 12 car spins. And they'll all jam up behind him. There's the 12 car with Kenseth right behind him, and now no one can see a thing.
Kevin Harvick makes a good move down through the grass, doesn't get any damage. He gets through it. Harvick gets right through it, no problem whatsoever. Watching from the in-car camera.
Well, Harvick dodged a bullet right here.
Jeff Burton on board camera. He sees all the smoke, and where do you go?
Go to the bottom of the racetrack. Go where there's vision. And he had vision down low. You don't go to the top of the racetrack, even though the cars might slide from the top to the bottom because of the banking angle.
From the flag stand, right at these guys. How quickly, a great reaction by Rick Monroe and Rodney Weiss of Flagman. And then fire erupts in the front of this Dodge.
He sheared an oil line or a fuel line, and he tried to take off. As soon as he did, it just, this fire erupted. He just stopped and got out of it. Uh-oh, this could be a problem here for Harvick.
This is not good news. Harvick's car overheating real bad. Kurt Busch has got a big problem.
One thing that happened right here on this, when he went through the grass, he could have packed all that up in the front of this car. Now you see it.
And that's what he's done.
Now, C4, we're going to stop if we can just, I think we can stop it. Be okay. We'll just come in next time after you cut it off here.
They're going to shut these cars off here, and it could help these guys let this thing cool off, but they still can't work on it. They're going to have to come back in the pits and clean this grill off.
Remember here in May, in the spring race here, that his teammate, Jeff Burton, had a very good race car, and suddenly, boom, the engine went away, and he finished 43rd. So Kevin Harvick, sitting there watching that steam pour out from under the hood, has got to be concerned.
And what makes this even more of a concern is he looks at that leaderboard, and he sees that number 8 in the second spot.
Yeah, but still, he's got to get up in the 20s right now. Get this car down pit road after they go back, bring the red flag out, and put water in this car, cool it down, take the time. They can do that on a pit stop.
Yeah, they've just got to go on defense right now. They just got to make sure that this car finishes the race.
Yeah, forget about trying to win the race right now. Get it down there, get it to finish the race.
Remember that Harvick has to finish 32nd or better. If he finishes 32nd or better, no matter what Earnhardt Jr. does, he's in the chase. The two car that had his damage has to finish 36th or better.
Both the cars that Junior is racing, Dale Earnhardt Jr. racing, have damage. Take a look at Kurt Busch's. That rear wing is awful high. I think it's really going to kill the handle in the car. And now the 29 car, Kevin Harvick, problems also. Although I think Harvick can recover.
He can recover as long as it doesn't damage the engine.
118,000 people here understand what could possibly happen here tonight. And the drama beginning to build in this race to the chase. Earnhardt Jr. all the way up to second position. Kevin Harvick could be in trouble.
coverage of NASCAR Nextel Cup Series on ABC. Brought to you by the Principal Financial Group. We'll give you an edge. DirecTV. Ride shotgun on race day with NASCAR Hot Pass. Only on DirecTV. Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar. Eating good in the neighborhood. Applebee's. And Avodart.
Richmond International Raceway, 32nd consecutive sellout over 112,000, and they understand what could possibly happen here tonight. Now, we're under caution, and the reason we're under caution is the driver standing with Mike Massaro.
And, of course, that's Juan Pablo Montoya, who was laughing and smiling as he came out of the care center, just happy, I would imagine, to get out of that barbecue unscathed. What was it like being in that fiery race car?
To tell you the truth, it wasn't that bad. You know, it's a bit of a shame. My technical Havoline Dodge car today was amazing. We had a fast car. We're making, you know, it was first time, you know, first couple stops we were very careful, then we started making bigger changes, and we made up a lot of ground, and I was very happy, and I just got hit from behind and ran into the guy in front, and, you know, it's a shame, you know, when you run bad, nothing happens. When you run great, something always happens.
You say you got hit from behind. Can you elaborate on that, exactly what happened?
I have no idea. I felt, you know, somebody hit me, and then it just dragged me all the way to the car in front. So I don't know who it was.
Obviously, disappointed Juan Pablo Montoya after a short night, Doc.
Juan Pablo Montoya fortunate to get out of that car. Now, the big scenario, the drama beginning to build here tonight, folks. We came in, this is the last race to get in the chase, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. needed to win this race or finish in the top 5. Kevin Harvick needed to finish 32nd, and Kurt Busch needed to finish 36th, and both those guys have some serious issues.
Well, who would ever believe that Kevin Harvick's having a problem right now and Kurt Busch in the same caution? Now, I believe that Harvick can get his car fixed, get it cooled down, and get some water back into it. But Kurt Busch, on the other hand, has got a lot of damage in the back of that car.
Jamie?
Well, I'm with the crew chief for the 29, Kevin Harvick, Todd Barrier, as if it can't get any bigger than this. And right now, your guys' grill is stuffed full of grass and it's spraying water. How concerned are you, and how long can he run until he has to come in and get water?
We don't have a choice but to get the grass off the grill now, and as long as we do that, we won't have to fight any other problems. But I mean, if we had done that and it still be under green, we would have to pit, you know, because the thing can't run but so hot so long. So we'll have to get in here and get the grill cleaned up, a little tape off the thing, and we should be perfectly fine.
Well, so far you guys are doing exactly what you need to do. You're kind of hanging in there and you're just kind of being cautious. But what is your driver saying right now about the water temperature?
It was like 270 there under caution. But these are pressurized systems and they can stand it. You know, it's still got water pressure. So we know there's not a hole in the radiator. So all we got to do is get the grass cleaned off of there, and it'll be back to 230 and we'll be good to go.
All right, guys, as you've been saying, the 29 has to make it to the end. So they have some issues to work through. Let's go over to Dave Burns.
Kurt Busch, of course, has to finish 36th or better to control his own destiny in this race. Pat Trison is his crew chief. A lot of damage on the back of that car. You guys have looked at it high, low, from where you can. What do you think?
So far, everything looks pretty good. Just basically sheet metal. I know like Dodge's been pretty good all night. We're just making small adjustments back and forth a little bit, getting a little loose on long runs. But it doesn't look like the damage is too bad. We're just pretty much just sheet metal. We don't think anything's structural. It looks like we can get gas in and everything. So I think we'll be pretty good shape here for the rest of the night.
You mentioned the fuel. Is the fuel fill look like it's clear, that you'll be able to fill it okay?
Yeah, you know, they let one guy go out there to service the driver and look around a little bit. So it looks like the fuel filter is fine and fuel fills good. And, so we should be good the rest of the night.
All right, two-car damage on it, guys, but it sounds like so far they think it's all right.
Kevin Harvick currently is 7th, and Kurt Busch is 11th. Now, despite the fact that Dale Earnhardt Jr. is 2nd, those guys are going to have an issue to be able to fall back and finish poorly. My question right now is to you, Andy Petrie. You know Richard Childress, and you know what happens when an engine overheats. How concerned would Kevin Harvick be because of that engine getting really, really hot?
We heard Todd Barrier down there trying to sound real calm, but I know that he's a little worried about this. That 270 really isn't a problem. It probably didn't hurt the engine, but he does need to get back this team on. Only a catastrophe is going to keep them out of this chase, and they just have to guard against that, make sure they get it full of water, make sure they got plenty of air to the grill, and if they go out there and run in the mid-20s, that's all they need to do.
Jamie?
Well, Doc, we've been playing some great radio from Dale Earnhardt Jr. to Tony Eury Jr., his crew chief, about how ill-handling his car is, but all of a sudden it's come to life. Tony, what kind of magic have you worked on this car the last couple pit stops?
Well, we've changed a lot of different things in the back of the car. Like I said, we didn't really have all much practice with this geometry package on the front, and just fine-tuning some things, and we've hit on a couple things that's brought it to life. So maybe we can get by this 24 and get our 5 bonus points and start leading a couple laps.
So what are the chances you're going to get around that 24 right now?
With the wheel he's got, it's going to be pretty good.
Oh, there you go. So with the wheel he has now, guys, stay tuned. We got to see how Dale Earnhardt Jr. finishes this race up.
Jamie, this is a great combination, and Tony Eury Jr. will be going over to Hendrick Motorsports with Dale Earnhardt Jr. as a crew chief in 2008 in a number yet to be designed. Now, again, coming in here, Dale Earnhardt Jr. had needed to finish the top 5 or lead the most laps. He cannot lead the most laps, but look, Kevin Harvick finishes 34th or worse with no laps led. He makes it in the chase. The drama building here at Richmond. You're watching ESPN on ABC. We welcome you back to NASCAR Nextel Cup action. ESPN on ABC. It is the Chevy Rock and Roll 400. Now, we asked some of the drivers to tell us about your rock and roll favorites. Here's what they had to say.
First concert I ever went to would have been ZZ Top, probably Aerosmith.
Huey Lewis in the News.
Black Sabbath in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I think I was 15. Why someone let a 15-year-old go to a Black Sabbath concert, I'll never know.
I think I just loved the classic rock stuff because my parents were so heavy into it.
Couldn't afford good seats, so we sat pretty high.
All the lights just blinded you.
Huey Lewis was cool back when I'm old now, so everybody can't laugh at me. Huey Lewis, man. He was the man back then.
Some of the rock and roll, a lot of Aerosmith fans. There's Elvis on the side of and the King is here. Ends along, riding along with Dale Earnhardt Jr. in second spot. And by the way, they did get the 29 car on pit road. He will go to the tail of the field because he had to pit too soon, but he had no choice. They had to get the grass off of this grill.
Yeah, they came down and put, do you see all this grass? It just packs up in that grill. There's a grill opening actually up underneath that bumper line. They have to get that part clear. See them here, they get all that. Take a little tape off too. Make sure they get, air in there, but I'm a little concerned they didn't put water in it. You didn't lose a lot of water, and under normal circumstances, it wouldn't be a big deal. You probably just go ahead and run. But boy, with what they have to lose, I think I would have topped that thing off with water.
Yeah, that's what made me really nervous when I didn't see the hood come up. If I'd like to see the hood come up, they can pressurize these systems with water, put more water in it, and they elected not to do that. I guess the engine man says we didn't lose enough to do that.
Chevy pace car looking back at the 24 car as we get down to Susie Colbert with our McDonald's race rundown. Susie?
Yeah, in the final race in the chase for the Nextel Cup, the story is in the McDonald's race rundown. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. came in. He knew he had to have the perfect race, but early pit problems.
Had early pit problems and struggled, moved his way back to the middle of the pack, but he started to work his way up towards the front.
Lap 181, Carl Edwards out front and having a blast. He's already locked into the chase, but maybe too much of a blast
Old
here.
99 car was toting the mail this evening. That thing was flying before it let go.
And Clint Boyer also locked in, driving aggressively and perhaps too aggressively with nothing to lose.
Well, it's a great opportunity for Clint Boyer to get a win before he gets into the chase next week. He needs one win in the great.
But throughout the night, we've talked about the boys on the bubble. It's 3 drivers going for 2 spots, and one of those, Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch got into a little fender bender there. I think he's okay, though. Had minimal damage to the rear end. Take a deep breath. He and Kevin Harvick, they're just fine.
Kevin Harvick overheating, and that's going to put a scare in that team.
Everybody just take a deep breath. Kevin Harvick's doing fine. Kurt Busch is okay. Earnhardt Jr. still marching his way to the top. We're still in the same scenario. Everybody just take a deep breath.
Earnhardt Jr. sitting there in that second spot. And if you noticed in our countdown show, Jimmy Johnson was sporting that Budweiser cap. And you just have to wonder if his future teammates, maybe there's a sentimental pull for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
It's great to get the conspiracy theories going.
Taco to you.
Getting set for the restart here, lap 249. It'll be 150 to go, and the pace car is going to pull away. We're going to watch and listen as Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. come down and take the green flag. Listen in, folks.
Green. You're clear all around, clear all around.
The Chevrolet of Jeff Gordon, the Chevy of Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Chevy of Tony Stewart and Clint Boyer.
What a 15 car Paul Menard.
7-3 ahead on the outside. Slower.
15 car Paul Menard. He got to the left rear quarter panel, the 8 car of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Looks like gave a little nudge, and that's a teammate.
Yeah, I was going to say, aren't they teammates?
Look at the 70 car and the 31. They had dropped back into the mid-20s about 100 laps ago, and they've now climbed all the way back up. A 31 is Jeff Burton, the 70, Johnny Sauter.
It's been a great night for Johnny Sauter. He's drove probably better than I've seen him drive all year long. Real smooth and fast. Real aggressive looking also.